And they're getting big. If they'll give me a minute's peace here, I'm gonna do a new video just for fun. Let me give you have grass and a sprinkler system all the way around the house. I've got like 15 trees around the house, and that is going to take a lot of water to get the sod to take. We're currently watering 4 times a day, 45 minutes per zone. Pretty much the water is running full time, so getting inundated with onlookers. Anyways, it's going to take a lot of water. So the thing about this property here is, if you look over there at those trees, about a year ago when I had a mini X here, I dug that low spot that you can see right there, and it's had water in it ever since, just with the mini X. Hey, could you please not lick me for a second? I'm kidding. Here's what we're gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to step on this side of the electric fence and turn it on so I can have enough peace to introduce you to the video. They know not to touch this. I can touch it because I'm grounded. I just get a little teeny shock. They get a lot more. This light right here means that there's about 8,000 volts going through it every 2 seconds. Anyway, sorry. So I know that we have groundwater over here. Not more than, actually, let me take you over there. Let's pause. Anyway, this little low spot right here has had water in it now. It's actually even higher. So here we are, middle of summer, and this is the lowest it's been all summer. I dug it out maybe 4 feet deeper than this, 6 feet deeper than this at the most, and the water came up and it stayed here. The cows will come here to drink. Dogs love to come here and get cooled off during the day. But so I know, if you look right here, there's the ground level, and it's maybe, so I am standing, if I stand at the, it can't be more than 4 feet from there to there, so keep that in mind. So there at the lowest point on the property, part of the reason why the water is there so shallow is that there's an irrigation ditch that runs along the road right there, and right there it takes across the highway, takes across the pavement. So there's water running there nearly year round, and there's water running back there in those trees is Ashley Creek. So there's water, and all of this is ancient riverbed. So there's water running year round in this area, so the water level stays pretty high. Now my brother-in-law, Danny, right there, about 25 years ago, he took a backhoe and dug down as deep as he could get with that and put in a well, and he's used that for the last sprinkling system or to water his grass. So that's what I'm going to do. Now I've picked this spot. I don't want to use that spot over there. That's probably the best place to get a good water source here, but it's, you know, it is clear. It would be almost 500 feet to pipe it to the house. Electricity would have to come from behind that shed where our service is all the way out there. So I'd have to run bigger pipe. I'd have to run bigger wire for the electrical, and it would just be kind of a pain to have it back there. So now I'm back to the house. We have this very low spot here. This is actually where water runs occasionally when they do flood our property. You can see the barrier where the cows can get to. Chickens are on that side. But this is actually as low as, or nearly as low as that over there. This might be a foot or two higher than that ground over there at the top of it. So I think that I would hit water here at about 6 to 8 feet. Hey Levi, I'm still busy here. Still busy. Hey, I'm busy here. Leave me alone. Anyway, so I think because it's only about 100 feet over to, I've got a welding plug right there that I put there, off an RV plug that I put there. There's my 240 power for the pump. Right here is all the controls for the sprinkler system, which I plumbed for a well, anticipating this. So just less than 100 feet away, I can get water and electricity to here, water back to there. This is the low spot. This grass right here staying green all the time tells me that the water's not that far under the ground, probably. So I'm going to probably right here, or maybe even back up into this slope. So the problem is going to be is I've got to get, I need to get this dug out to where I can get the backhoe in right just above water level, and then go as far down as I can get with a backhoe. I have a backhoe rented for tomorrow, and I think I can probably dig that if I can get it. I'm gonna bench it off to where I have like a cut right here, and I can drive the backhoe in, 4 or 5 feet lower than that is right now, and then trench right in here, so that when it's all said and done, I can set my pump a little bit off of it. I don't want my pump down in that low spot. It'll just be flooded all the time, or it'll be flooded occasionally. But up here, there's no water, so I can set the pump here, have access to dig lower than I would if I was up here on the slope. And that's my plan. So that's a long 5-minute intro into what I'm going to have for the rest of the video. I'm going to try and dig a shallow well right here and set it up to water my grass. Well, here's how the day started off. Rental place is only about 1.5 miles from my house, so I went and got the Extend-A-Hoe backhoe. I got about quarter of the way here, and the light came on, the engine started beeping, so I called them. I said, hey, your alternator light's flashing, do you want me to bring it back, or is that normal for this machine? And they said, oh, that's normal, just let us know if anything else happens. So I went actually got to my gate right here, and another light came on, so I shut it off and called them, and broke a belt, overheated, lost the idler pulley on the belt. So that's how the day started. I did, however, get my load of gravel, so hopefully they'll get that back up. I'll do some other stuff till then, and we'll try to get this thing started. All right, we're started. I had to bring me another piece of equipment because they haven't got the backhoe fixed yet. 3 hours later, we are starting to scratch some dirt here. We can get the video set up where you can watch a little bit of this as soon as I get this dirt stacked up high enough you can see into the hole. All right, before I do a time lapse, I just want to show you. So the only place on this whole property that has good topsoil, a little bit in the riding arena and right where we put our house. This little patch right here. Everything else is river cobble. So I'm going to try and save this topsoil. It's actually 4 feet deep, and I'm just starting to hit the river cobble there. So on this side, I'm going to save the good topsoil and then start stacking the river cobble over there, because I can just shove that back in the hole. Alright, so let me go over my plan here. The reason why I'm excavating so big right here is my plan is to trench my way out back to here, so that when I start getting close to the water, I need to have the excavator on solid enough ground that it's going to be stable, but low as I can get, so I can get as deep as I can into the water. I would like to be a good 10 feet into water before I set my well. So let me pause here for a minute. I'm going to open this up, open myself a trench that I can then drive back into with the Mini X and start digging deeper. The well itself should go about right there. Let me show you here. This is hard digging. This big wide bucket was perfect for hogging out all this dirt, but now it's kind of too wide. But I would say we are, let me stand down here in the bottom. We are right about 6 foot below ground. Look at that. I don't know how much deeper I'll be able to go. It's literally just scratch and scratch and scratch and pop, but man, if I could get another 10 feet from here, I think I'd have a well. think I'm gonna say, what do you think that is? I'm gonna say close to 12 feet, but look, see that water running in pretty good there? Right there. Pretty good stream of water. Pretty good stream of water here. I think the further down I get, the better that's gonna run in. It's just gonna be how deep can I get. I'd have to probably take another lift out of here where I have the Mini X. I'm probably almost 4 feet below the ground here. I could probably go another 2 feet down and get more, which I think I'll probably do. But this is looking good. If I could get another 6 feet down from there, I think we'd be in good shape. All right, I'm almost as deep as I can get with the Mini X. You can see I've got. See if I get my finger in there someplace. There we go. You can see it. I mean, I got good water. I probably got a couple gallons a minute coming out right there on that side. It's so bright out here, I can't hardly see nothing. But I think I might be down into what I was told was the clay layer I didn't want to go through. So my water-bearing layer isn't terribly thick, even though it looks like it might be producing enough that I'll maybe have enough water. That's got to be enough water to run, 6-8 sprinkler heads at a time. When I put the gravel in here, that'll give me a cistern of a reservoir of probably 2,000 gallons. So can I run my sprinkler system, and with what's being put into it and what I have here as a capacity, will it run, for a 30-minute sprinkler cycle is but the minimum I'm looking for. All right, I left it for a couple hours while I had to go do something else. And the water levels come up to where we first saw water when I was scratching to first start. It's come up right to that point where we first saw water. So it's the water, our static head right now is approximately 6.5, 7 feet below the ground. So whatever depth I can get from there will be my well capacity, not counting flow. I'm going to now pump it out to see how fast it refills to try to get an idea for it. So let's see how long that takes. Water just started pumping. Sorry, it's going to be kind of noisy right there. Let me back off a little bit. Anyway, so I got a timer running. We will see how long it takes me to pump this dry. I'll have to check the rating on this pump, but that is obviously going to be putting out water 20 or 30 times faster than I need my sprinkling system to put it out. So hang tight, let's see where we're at. Just shut the pump off. That is our water flow into our well. Now theoretically, if the water supply is consistent, all of that will improve as we get water flowing in here. That'll kind of free up. But it's also possible that with the water level, the water table and that stuff, you know, that could be, this being summer, I'm assuming that we've just about at the driest time of the year. That's why I kind of waited till now. But you gotta like, you know, that right there. Figure every one of those is probably about, you know, it's got to be a couple sprinkler heads worth of water right there. And they're all the way around. You know, it's flowing 360 degrees around. So I'm going to scratch out some more, get my pipe in the ground. Actually, so let me show you what I'm going to do for pipe. Partly because this is what I've got, but so I've got this 15-inch PVC culvert. And what I will do is I'm going to take and cut slots in it for whatever I figure is the maximum depth of my water from the bottom of my hole to the highest point the water is going to be at. I'm going to slot it so that it keeps gravel and dirt and that stuff out, but allows water to flow freely. And then I may or may not, I may just put, you know, PVC straight down into that with maybe just enough gravel in the bottom to hold the PVC in place. Or I may put a 4-inch pipe inside that and fill the gap between the 15-inch and the 4-inch with gravel, and then put my 1-inch or inch, actually probably 1.5 inch or 2-inch would be my pipe coming up and out, because that's the pump I'm looking at. But let me get some holes notched in that, and then I'll pump that water dry again. I should have been doing that while I was pumping it. Set up. Got it dug down as deep as I can reach. Got some gravel ready. I've got my casing here. Figure I probably have enough flow through that. I'll end up cutting it off a little bit shorter once I get my final height set, but getting ready to drop it in there. Goal will be to get that whole cavern there filled with the gravel. Looks like it'll be just about right. Got that much gravel left, and hopefully that'll give me enough of a reserve of water plus the input of the flow, and we'll see how it works for the sprinkler system. Keep backfilling it now. As you can see, cows are about the most curious things ever. Anyway, I got it backfilled, and I pumped it for about 5 minutes, and then I was going to let it kind of recharge. Can you see that down there? Pump it and see how long it pumps. See how deep the water is. Hang on a sec, let me get the pump started. All right. What in the world, dude? All right, there's our water flow. You can see there on the side, you can see where the water's flowing in through the cuts I made in the pipe.